Hey guys, welcome back. It's Smush. I am taking over Shaq's channel.
All right, relax there, killer. All right, so my team today is going to be S99, Anti-Venom, and Warlock. I got my wife here because we matched her alliance, so thought it would be cool to have her on the channel. All right, my first fight here is Mordo on Path 6. I don't actually remember what this node is. I think it's Psychic Thorns or some kind of thorns. Basic strat for it is just hit him normal. I don't really like to hit Mordo's block, so I'm not gonna. And when he dashes back, as long as he's moving, I'm not going in to hit him. I'm gonna wait till he actually stops, and then it's the basic gist of it. I'm gonna take some damage back from the thorns, but it's really not a whole lot of damage at all, and it's gonna end up being a relatively quick fight. Just waiting for his power gain to end, or for him to try and hit me with a heavy so I can counter him, and then just gonna finish him up with combos here. All right, next up, this was the fight I was the most worried about. I've seen other people take this fight with Spidey, but I've never actually done it myself, and there was no video available for me to watch before taking this fight in this war, although I've seen it probably like a month ago. So my strat for it is I want to always be hitting him to keep the root off of me, and I'm going to pay attention to Bubble Shield, and if he's willing to throw special ones, I'm going to counter them with a heavy to keep knocking him down so I don't have to worry about his own falter. And at that point, it just becomes a matter of good AI and not getting hit. So right here, I'm actually going to get hit with this special one. It's going to end up rooting me. Had I not gotten hit with it, I would have been able to knock him down before the root applied. So work my way out of that root, land a special 2. Paying attention to Bubble Shield now. Knock him down again before his Black Tongue passive, whatever, gets to 20, so I don't have a falter on me. And at this point, I'm pretty much going to go for it. I'm just waiting for him to either throw his special 1 or let me get to my special 2. And down he fucking goes. Man, I was fucking happy with that fight. All right, next up, I have this Absman. And I wasn't really sure how to take this one, but ultimately, in the end, I decided just to say fuck the node, because if I dash back twice, it's going to trigger a regen. At 10 regens, he's going to be unblockable. But if I just play normal Spidey style here and hit his block the whole time, I don't really care if he's unblockable, right? Because I don't need to parry, I don't need to do anything else. So my strat for this one is normal Spidey hit block style. Don't worry about the regens. I mean, obviously pay attention if he goes unblockable, just in case. But I'm going to push him to a special 1 by hitting his block, bait the special 1, knock him down with a heavy, and that's going to remove his form. And at that point, I'm just going to start repeating the process all over again. And that's pretty much the gist of this fight. I was a little bit curious with how it was going to go, but it ended up being very, very smooth, and my strategy worked really well. So I was pretty happy with that. And then next up here is this Bishop. I'm going to be taking him with Warlock. So I don't really have to worry about Bishop throwing an unblockable special or throwing any special, really, because Warlock is tactic. So I'm always going to be removing his prowess. And I don't really need to worry about resetting my armor up with Buffet. I mean, I'm going to try to, but I don't necessarily need to worry about it, because I can just block any one of his specials if I really, really need to, because I just constantly remove his prowess. So I kept an invuln on, which I used for the Absman fight just in case. And I still have it for this fight because that fight only took like a minute. So I'm just going to work to my special 2, and I have tech power back boosts on. I figured I would not need them for the Absman fight, considering I wasn't going to be throwing specials, so I put them on for this fight. And I did not switch to suicides because I did not think that it needed it. and this fight ends up being really, really smooth. He goes down relatively quickly. Next up here, I have this Mephisto. So I've removed Dex, and I've swapped to Science Power Back Boost because I'm taking the boss after this. So you want to remove Dex because he places Soul Imprisonment on you at the start of the fight, and if you keep the Dex Mastery on, dashing backwards will trigger Dex. Soul Imprisonment will stop it from happening, and you won't be able to pause your debuffs. So my issue with this fight is the last time I took it and this time, Mephisto's AI was very, very aggressive. So he backs me into my corner. He dexes me right there. So I back off before going in to hit his block because I knew I was going to get parried if I went for it. And now he's triggering Aura, but I really, really want to make some space. So I decided to hit his block anyway. But again, he pushes me back into my corner. So I'm like, all right, fuck this dude. I'm going to throw my special 2 with Aura up anyway. I'm not really worried about the little bit of damage it's going to cause. And now I'm just going to wait it out and start slowly pushing him back. Because realistically, I want to have him in his own corner. But his AI just didn't want to play along for the longest time. So now I'm not really worrying about the Aura itself when I hit his block. It is going to deal a little bit of damage to me, but it's not going to kill me or anything like that. I'm just trying to get my ruptures up because I see that his regen phase is coming soon and I have max despair on. So I want to try and prevent him from regenning all the way back to full. Don't really want to do the fight twice. And at this point, I have relative control of the fight. He's backing up and he's not being so aggressive. But the last 2 times, man, the AI has been stupid aggressive. Last up, good old Sassy boss, R5 Sassy, my wife's defender here. So my strat for this one is I want to primarily hit his block, okay? And at the start of this fight, I'm going to test how much damage I've dealt after about 45 seconds to see if I can just hit his block the entire time. I land my heavy there to apply exhaustion to turn off his wrath so I don't have to worry about it. And at some point in the fight, I'm going to make the decision that just hitting his block the whole time is not going to be enough damage to finish the fight. So what I'm going to do is push him back into his corner as much as possible while hitting his block and try to bait heavies after the 4th hit by just kind of standing there for a second, see if he goes for the heavy, and then I'm going to hit him. And I'm going to hit him once I get 20 ruptures to then push him over a bar of power so that I can get the burst damage from him crossing a power threshold. And the reason I want to do it this way without just doing full 5-hit combos the whole fight is because I don't want to let Opportunist build up too much to the point where his attack is so crazy that if I happen to take a blocked hit, it's going to deal a fuck ton of damage through block. So I'm trying to do it this way just to be safe while still getting a decent enough amount of damage to finish the fight in a reasonable time. And that ends up being my strat for the whole fight. And that's how I'm going to play it. And it ended up being really, really smooth. And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this boss fight. It was good to finally get to use R5S99. But I'm going to let this one finish out, and I'll see you at the end. All right, so we ended up winning this one. We went 150-4. They went 150-15. Oh, God, I got to delete that.
I cannot do that again.
Yeah, so good luck to the Wife's Alliance, HCAR, for the rest of their season. And thank you very much for watching.